So part of healing our ancestors is us facing ourselves and therefore them facing themselves, because there is no separation between our ancestors and us. So everything that we are carrying and everything that we are trying to work out, we're working out for all of them. And then ultimately we're working out for collective consciousness for all. And if we can get enough of us on an awakened path, enough of us that can step into their power, spread the light, become light and live through consciousness, then together we can shift the paradigm of a manifest reality. We can literally shift all that humanity experiences. You might have already heard of 5D Earth, New Earth, or Ascension. You might be spiritual evolution. This is exactly what is happening, that so many of us are now being able to access pure consciousness and live through pure consciousness. And so many of us have been going through the Great Awakening or the Awakening, where we are doing our shadow work, we have been doing all of this healing work, and we've come to a point where we can see through the veil of illusion. We can pretty much see through the veil of illusion that we ourselves have been carrying, unable to be who we are, unable to express who we are, unable to simply be truth. And we have been so used to living, looking up to authority, living sort of beneath other people, living in a system which is hierarchical. Now, suddenly, with our awakening, so many of us are now in that place that we are almost at a split of consciousness, where some of us are still traveling the old way, and now so many of us are in the new way. But in fact, we're all headed towards that, whether it's today, yesterday, tomorrow. Everything is now headed towards living through that consciousness. I mean, we are in the age of Aquarius, so it's very much in alignment with this particular age for us to be in wherever we are right now with our spiritual genesis. Now, going back to our ancestors, another story I remember about the ancestors was on some of my trips to India. Now, this is when I had gone to all of the Shakti Peeths. Shakti Peeths are the places where the goddess Sati had all of her body parts were scattered all around, and there is a story about that which I will tell you in another post. Anyway, so I went there and I went to all of the Jyotirlingas, which are the naturally formed phallic figures representing Lord Shiva, representing everything and nothing. And here I remember having a pull to go to a little village where our lineage hailed from, at least the past 5 to 6 generations. And I was very drawn, and I went out of my way to make sure that I went there. Now, when I went there, I wanted to know what was happening to where the home was, and, you know, where was that home, where was the original home, what did my great grandparents do, and all of that. So we arrived, and it turns out that the place that would have been the home is now a flour mill, and the structure is still there. And then there was this sort of, where the flour mill was, there was an old room at the back of the flour mill, and they said that nobody ever goes there because there is a ghost, or there is a ghost of a saint, or they call them peers, and peers are those that have given up, or they are renunciates, and that nobody goes there because apparently this spirit is there. And that obviously was a little bit more attractive to me, and I thought, oh, wow, okay, maybe this is why I'm here. And I went into that space, and we went into that space, and the first thing I did was to clean it. And so this isn't like a modern room or anything. I mean, this is a house that was made of mud and wood. So we swept it, tried to dust it as much as we could, and then I laid a little bit of an altar. I made a little sacred spot there, a sacred space, and I lit a lamp, a bit of a prayer, and asked that our lineage is healed, and that, you know, whatever transgressions took place, because I didn't know the full story then. So some of the story was that this particular saint or renunciate had cursed the family, especially the women in the family would be cursed, and that there would be issues with their marriages, there would be issues generally in the lives of these women. And lo and behold, I found that that was a pattern that had actually been going on, and sort of pieced it all together. Going back to what my grandmother had said to me, it all made sense, right? And now coming back today to do this post, I look back and I think, oh wow, you know, how much sense it all made, and how we were all meant to be doing all of this. And when I say meant to be, I mean, I say that with a pinch of salt, because it is not that there is the ultimate power above us. In fact, we are the ultimate power, but together we are the ultimate power. And we have moved away from that. And moving away from that is very much part and parcel of the human drama. So it's not that we're trying to sort of live in this pure consciousness and become completely unimpressionable, because remember, to be able to live through consciousness, you're going to have to live without any impression becoming embedded inside of you, therefore creating a karmic blueprint, therefore creating a sequence of events that means you're going to have to go back to unfold, because it will be embedded in your psyche. So it's already going to be there. For us to become completely in a state of no impression, where you are gliding, where you're going through life living as a fully liberated being, enlightened, that means there is no impression, right? We can be close to that, but to be that, it is not to say that it's insurmountable and that you can't be that, but to be that, you are basically now assigning yourself and surrendering yourself to your ultimate and to your true essence, your reality, which is I am God. You are now connected with that pure essence. And you could say, if you're somebody who is a Krishna believer, you say, I'm now Krishna. Or if you're somebody, you know, you are now who or what it is that you identify with being as the zenith, as being the ultimate.